Yo, 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 what's up, my guy? We got Chris Bishop in the building. How you doing?
Good, good, brother. Just another day just to do what I love. So happy to be here.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us on today's Let's Taco About It. We do this every second Tuesday where we bring in influential pioneers throughout the Inland Empire and around the globe, talking about how they're making change within their community. And so we wanted to just let the people know about Chris Bishop and who you are. So give them 30 seconds, man, real quick, spill on who Chris Bishop is.
Yeah, so Chris Bishop is a young, aspiring artist and also a little entrepreneur from the Coachella Valley, also from raised in the Inland Empire. Little backstory about me: I went to Riverside City College, and then I studied at UC Riverside and got my degree in sociology with administrative studies, concentrated in marketing and advertising. And then from there, I just after I got my bachelor's degree, I just went out in the world and just like went to pursue my dreams. So that's where I'm at right now.
That's what's up, man. You're a humble brother. I mean, tell us a little bit more though, because I know you do beats, you do design,
Yeah,
you also do breaking and
yeah,
dance. Come on, man. You know this your moment, hard moment.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So there's a back. So I'm a graphic designer. Like by trade, I graphic design, and then I actually produce music. A lot of hip hop and funk music. And then when it comes to dance, I dance a style called popping. A lot of people call it pop locking, and boogaloo. Boogaloo is also a dance style that's inspired from the Bay Area, and I actually put that into my dance too. So music, design, and dance are mainly my main fortes.
That's what's up, man.
When
So
it,
let us know a little bit more about your journey in DJing and dance. When did that start for you?
yeah, so back when I was a senior in Cathedral City High School, actually, I just got done with football practice. I wanted to go to the NFL like any other athlete wanted to, but I had a career-ending knee injury, so I was broken, right? So there was no way for me to play sports. And next thing you know, I started watching some. I saw a rally where all these kids they start breakdancing and popping, and I was like, okay, this seems natural. I like the music naturally, just had this groove to it. There was this one popper. I'm friends with him till this day. I saw him popping at a rally. He had this V for Vendetta mask. He had his Lokes on. He had it all, you know, uh, G'd from the feet up, right? So he started getting down, and I was just like, man, this dude's smooth, like the way he was moving. So I walked up to him, 17-year-old kid, just like, what is the style? It's called popping. So with that, I went to YouTube and I started like just looking up like knowledge on different people in the community, from Mr. Wiggles and the Rocksteady crew to the Electric Boogaloos to even like Groovatrons and Pomona. Like there were so many different inspirations that were on YouTube at that time, and I just started to hone into my skills. And then yeah, that's dance kind of started when I was 17. And then while I was dancing, eventually like I met some friends who were also DJs, and these friends, I they're in the hip hop community. They were like DJing turntablism became a thing. They got me into like my first like set of like vinyl. So I started DJing on vinyl, and then eventually got from vinyl to like just evolved through controllers. And that was about, I want to say, 5 years ago. I got into DJing. 5 6 years ago, I got into DJing just on vinyl and just kind of like trying to perfect the craft and understand like how DJing works versus just jumping right into the controller. So
That's
there's a thing in the DJing world. It's like it's better to learn from vinyl so that when you start transitioning into like computers, you don't even have to look at the computer. You just gotta go by ear. So
that,
that's where I got my first start in DJing. So I was a little student in UCR between my study times. I was practicing popping, going to like places like Homeland and Long Beach, and learning from some of the greats and the veterans of the game back there. I would go home. I would like take some time to study, and then I got bored or I was trying to like make my mind go. I would just get on the vinyl and just like spin some Slave, Dame Funk, some of like Nas's early albums. Like I really got into like it with hip hop. So it was just like, you know, I didn't choose it; it chose me.
that's what's up, man. I always say that music chose me. I didn't choose it. And
Yeah,
when it did, it was the best thing for me, man. So I love that. I love how you also mentioned and gave props to those that had brought and paid homage actually to those up in the industry as a pop locker. You know, for far too long, some of the youth forget to pay homage to those that help us get to where we got to go. So with that being said, man, tell our viewers that are tuning in, what is your favorite performance that you can remember to date?
Yeah, the first thing that pops into mind was I was at the Riverside Municipal Auditorium here in Riverside, and I was performing for Tone Loc. A lot of people know Tone Loc. If you're from the '90s, you know Tone Loc. He was a big rapper in the '90s, and I was on the stage, and there was this one. It was called. It was like an event that was just around the '80s. Tone Loc was one of the main artists, but he was on stage and he basically told us like, "Hey, keep it alive, man, keep it alive." And after he told us that, we went on stage, me, myself, and a couple of local b-boys, and we actually got down in front of like a ton of people on the RMA stage, and I got to pop. I was like waving, I was all over the floor. We ripped it, we tore the floor up that day. So that was one of my memorable performances. Like, you know, and Tone Loc is like a very respected person in hip hop, especially in the West Coast. So
For
felt
sure,
good.
for sure. Yeah, that's what's up, man. So with that being said, what did it feel like and how did that make you feel performing for him?
It was great, man. Like, me being just a kid from like a small desert town, there's so many like possibilities that were like I didn't realize like the possibilities of just being able to dance on stage with people like that, and I felt like I was like, wow, I did this. Like, I didn't wake up. I woke up in the morning and I was just like, I never thought I was gonna be dancing on stage with Tone Loc, So I was like, it was great. It was just kind of like it was a stepping stone to other opportunities that were to come in the future for me. That's for sure. So
Mm.
it felt good. Felt great.
And shout out to my guy Bez, man. He said Tone Loc, yeah. So he's an old school guy. He
Yeah.
knows about that Tone
Yeah.
Loc, man. Thank you, Bez. If any
Yeah.
of our viewers are out there that would like to add a comment or question to our guy Chris as well, this is an interactive show, so you can leave comments and questions. So we would like to hear from you. With that being said, man, what is the purpose behind 3ish freelance? Talk to me about that.
Yeah, man. I just tell you like just how it was. I just got out of UCR, graduated, and I was just exploring the world. And I was working customer service at like a solar company. And I really wasn't happy. I was trying to really feed that need to like just create something. And so I really just had to like sit down with myself, and I ended up leaving the job. I just sat down with myself, and I was just like, you know what? I have these skills and talents, and so what am I doing with them? So I basically created a logo to brand myself. And I would say Kendrick Lamar was also an inspiration. He's got the song on Section 80 called Money Trees, and I took inspiration from that. I mean, the whole Section 80 Kendrick Lamar got me through DCR. That's an album that I used to listen to like frequently when I was there. And what happened was I created a logo to brand myself, and it was just based off of three things: dance, design, and DJing. And I cleverly like took that and incorporated the B from my last name, and I made 3ish from that logo. And it just kind of came from there because I wanted to like freelance. I wanted to like work for myself. I just kind of like just made a logo based off of it. So just a lot of thinking, just a lot of like pen to paper, just trying to figure myself out. So that's where 3ish kind of came from.
That's what's up, man. What advice would you
Yeah.
give another youth coming up in your time frame now that you know what you know?
Uh, First off, study the greats, like whoever it was, the greatest people like Michael Jordan, even like some of the people like Dr. Dre, for example. I studied Dr. Dre frequently. Like, I'm a big fan. I grew up on him in the '90s, and so I knew that Dr. Dre, like myself, he's a big fan of funk music. So I studied that, and people don't know this, but Dr. Dre was also a pop locker when he was like getting started back in the day too, before he was like World Class Wrecking Crew, like. And so with that, it was just like, how do I like? I'm not trying to become Dre. Like, it was just I had to stop myself because it's just like you don't want to be a replica, or you don't want to be a duplicate of somebody else. You want to take away like some traits, but you're still your own person. No one ever is ever going to replace you. So um, that's kind of like what it was. Just study the greats and take what you want from them, and then like and just do just there's only one you in the world. So you just try the best to be your best self. So
That's what's up, man. It's truly,
yeah,
yes, love yourself. Shout out to my guy John as well. Sock Pache. I hate the way in the building. So Chris Bishop, this is a
yeah.
global platform, brother. My guys is
Hmm.
way in Haiti watching you right now. It's a 10-hour time difference. And I love the fact that
Yep.
we so independent. I keep brushing on it. Shout out to my guy Black Kings. It's the public statement apparel. And I see you with the IE Love hat. You know what I mean? We was all guys selling out the trunk of our car at one time, but now we're actually independents doing our thing. So mad love to everybody out there. And yes, like my man Bez had highlighted you on, study the greats, kids. Don't be ashamed to go out and study those that came before you. There's nothing on this earth that you want to do that ain't already been done by somebody else. You just make it better and keep your own flavor in it. But don't be a copycat.
Yep.
Be an original person. Just study
Yep.
individuals for what they actually had to go through to make it, and then go back and create your own landfill and foundation. So, with that said, Chris,
Yep.
what has this creative process taught you about yourself?
Uh, for one, I'm a very persistent individual that just tries to get things done, and I always want to have like results based on what I create. That's something that I've learned about myself because like I try to make a beat, and I started with just like messing with Ableton Live one time, and I started just like tinkering with it. I went on YouTube, learning lessons, and I just wanted to make good quality music, that people can just listen to. There's like a huge movement of lo-fi coming in, and I was just like, you know what? I went from one beat, and then it's just like some days I go on to making like 12, 13 beats a day, and it was just kind of like it taught me. That's what taught me like I'm just really persistent and just I can be really creative. It's just I try not to force it, but just try to make it happen more naturally. And just knowing that people like Jay Dilla and Prince, they have vaults full of music, that's just more of a motivation for me to just like, man, I need my own vault full of music, so it's an everyday thing.
That's so. With that being said, how often do you work on your craft?
Every day, and I would say almost every second, every hour, but like but every day I'm always working on something, whether it's design or whether I'm like sessioning in the garage or sessioning at the studio, or it's oh, speaking of which, we actually have a studio called Empire Dance Production in San Bernardino. We just opened up, so big shout out to Empire team. But yeah, dancing at the studio, practicing, and just always trying to be better. When I was getting started, I was always trying to battle because I wanted to just battle these individual people that I would either lose to and whatnot. But it became like a area where I was just like, I gotta like take a pause on that and just become my own and just kind of like build on it. Kind of like martial arts, like you're never you start at a white belt and then you're when you become a black belt, it's like first degree, second degree, third degree. So I just really try to just work on just bettering myself and just getting better at my craft, each day, So
Man,
always
that,
the
that
same.
that's real, and that kind of leads us to our next question. For the listeners out there, what skill sets do you think you need to get into this industry?
Uh, well, first up, I'd say go to school, get educated, because if you learn, the thing about school that like people sleep on is like there's so many different things that you can learn with classes, like whether you take a humanities class, a philosophy class, history, and you take those little ideas in your mind, and it's just like you can apply them into whatever it is. Like I recently went to New York and I went to the MoMA, and I heard this 1970s track of a Wonder Woman theme playing, and I took that and I sampled it and I turned it to like a G Funk track, which was like that was like that thing where I was just like, but one of the biggest things was education, and then another thing is just practice. Practice makes perfect. Staying on it, staying consistent. Consistency is key. And just to kind of get like the hard skills, right? So me, I personally like I use Adobe Creative Cloud, and I use Ableton Live, and I have this Novation MIDI that I use. This is like all I need, you know. It's my baby right here, and basically just learning how to use them, and like once you use them, like just try to find different ways on using it, because with design and with music, I found like there is everyone does something differently. So it's like there's no really right or wrong way of doing it, as long as you have like a product and you have something that you can like show for, you know. So I always try to be the one to show for it, what I got. So yeah, just but what really comes down to is practice and consistency, and stay smart, always stay learning.
Man, for real, bro. And so that leads to a question that my guy Baz asked for you. Have the both, well, for both of us, have the both of you thought about doing this show or a version of it on Clubhouse, which is an audio dropping app? Oh yeah, for sure, Bez. We gotta get that
Right.
popping. I haven't thought. My
Yeah.
sister. Shout out to Jessica Bruni. She's been telling me to get on Clubhouse, but you know me, Bez. I'm so busy, man, to try to learn another
Yeah.
platform. I got my guy right here. I got production in the back running this show, and so we're gonna hire a production team, and then I'll get on Clubhouse. But I'm with you. I love it. He says he thinks there's a huge audience out there for this. And I love that too. It is. And a lot of people need to hear these jewels. So, with that being said, man, why is music and art important for our youth of today? You think this is Art Appreciation Month? Why do you think art is so
Mhm.
important for kids?
Yeah. So on the side, like I work with, for example, I work with like at-risk boys, or now the correct term is like youth at promise. And these boys, they they're in school suspension. Some of them, they just they think that there's nothing out there for them, and it's like this is like a good outlet for them to channel any type of that energy. Like if they want to fight or something like that, like don't fight, like channel this negative energy and put it into popping, put it into breaking, put it into something that'll construct you, make you into a better person. So when it comes to arts and just taking that, channeling like that energy towards youth, and then just having a safe space for them to create, it's really important, especially when they're like developing and whatnot, because I can go back to a story when I was in middle school, and like there were like some of these kids that they had like recorders, they had clarinets, and they were doing music, but at the time my mom, single mother, she couldn't afford it. So we were just these like latchkey kids that were just trying to figure out things to do. So we would instead of like going to the programs after school, because school didn't have the funding back then either. So we would just walk to my friend's house and we would just dance around, just run amok, just like watch all these little Usher videos and just try to be something, try to do something with our time. And but had there been like those type of programs like after school, we would have been, who knows where we would have been. So it's like arts are really important for youth, and that's why yeah, it's why it's important, especially it being art history and just more of an awareness of that. And then there's a whole cultural sense that we can speak of when it comes to art too. There's so many artists out there that you can take from because of identity too. So yeah, it's crucial, especially in these communities, especially if our community's color too. So um, definitely. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, Josiah, I think you're muted, brother. I don't know if it's my.
Yes, sir. You
All right,
got
cool,
me.
cool, cool.
I was muted. I muted myself. But as my guy Beth said, he agrees with you. It's an excellent outlet for those at-risk youth. And what is the next gen for these programs like Music Changing Lives? So the next move for Music Changing Lives is going global. We now see these platforms, and we're starting to utilize them at a higher extent. I was brick and mortar before, to where I was looking at how can we expand to so many school sites, but now it's how can we get on all these devices. So that's the goal. We got some production team members. Shout out to my guy Vonzel Create, Chris. Jimmy. They're on the back end pushing this for me and teaching me how to use these platforms. And then now I'm bringing on my guy Terrell as well to help me get my, mic prep, my whole backdrop, my whole sound stage, all that going. So that's the future for this show, and others that we're going to bring to the gate. But as far as our programming, we're going outdoor, urban gardens, uh, outdoor concerts. We just did our first one. Shout out to Chris. He DJ'd that with us as well. We did a butterfly garden in the city of San Bernardino. And now we got a surprise for y'all that's going to be launched on May 1st. So stay tuned. And then after that, we got our Spread Paint Not Hate campaign that's coming up, where we will be painting 3 basketball courts in the city of Redlands sometime coming in the month of May. And then also got the month of May, which is Music Changing Lives Month. Shout out to former Senator Mike Morrell as well. So it's going to be a busy month for us in these next few days. But nonetheless, this is about Chris Bishop. So you tell them what you got coming next too, Chris. What you got coming up, Baz said.
Yeah. So right now it's just I'm basically building up the studio in San Bernardino. San Bernardino hasn't had like a studio like Empire Dance Productions, and the goal for Empire Dance Productions was I noticed that there were a lot of dancers that we had here. There's so much untapped potential in the Empire, but we were losing them to the dance industry. But it was good that they got opportunities in the dance industry, but a lot of them they were hurting, and it's just I have a lot of friends. They were like working construction jobs. They had so much like raw talent, and it was just like I wanted to provide them an opportunity to teach people what they know in the hip hop scene because they've been doing it for so long. And yeah, that was the idea for Empire Dance Productions. So now that we have it, we're just trying to create more opportunities for dancers to shine. And yeah, I'm really in tap with like the street dance community out here, and we have street dancers from Temecula all the way down to Palm Springs, and then here in San Bernardino, it's like that big old region, so they're all over. So I'm just like really pushing for that, and then just anything else pops up for dancers in the community. I'm just trying to create those opportunities. B-boys, poppers, lockers, house, whacking, like the whole nine. And the fact that we lost a couple greats. We lost Shabadoo. A lot of people don't know who Shabadoo is. He was in the Breaking movie in the 80s. He just passed away. And I just remember him saying something a long time ago at this hip hop school of the arts in Pomona, like a while back. He said, I need you to succeed because if you don't, then I'm a failure. And those words kind of hit deep with me because me being a street dancer, seeing this elder in the community, I was just like, I got you. So with him, yeah, rest in peace to Shabadoo, and his the locking, the funk, it lives on. So
Man, and shout out to Wabadu. Yes, rest in peace, man. He was great. And all those that we lost as well this past 2 weeks, man. DMX, Shock
yeah,
G,
yes,
that boy from Two Life Crew, man, Black Rob, so many, man. So life is
hmm
precious. Y'all live and let live. Enjoy life. We really want to get that across through the show as well. But my boy Bez, man, he's on your head. He said, "Can you pop
yeah,
up for him, or do you live stream any of your stuff? Is there anything that you got on YouTube?"
yeah. We can definitely set something up where I can just pop live. I can even teach too. I could teach. I teach my students a style called tutting, where I break down like these little box movements. I teach them something called the. It's a Chinese toy called the. I'm losing it right now, but it's just a cause and effect. You're just doing this all day. So yeah, it's just teaching and tutting. There's a lot of cool things you can do with tutting, like isolations through. I'm just doing this, but it's just a little demonstration. Breaking moves from these, of course. Funny thing is actually, I ran into a couple of the in the popping scene we call them OGs. So Boogaloo Shrimp, I ran into him a couple times, and in the second one, there's a couple of people that actually learned from that were in the second movie, Breaking to Electric Boogaloo. So I was fortunate to just learn by chance, just in this journey of dance, learning from these people, and yeah, just sized.
Time out. That's
Hey,
all I'm giving
he's
you.
got it. He's got it.
Time out.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, I'm not pop locking nothing. I'll pop myself up into a coma.
Uh,
I love you
hey,
guys. Love the interaction. Also, we got more people in here. So if y'all got something to ask Chris before we go, let's go. Bring it to the table. What are some of the life lessons, man, that you can share with us and the people that really changed your life?
yeah. There's, with this whole journey with popping, I started in the desert, and then, I moved from the desert to Riverside, and then I started traveling. I went to the Bay Area, all the way down to San Diego, and people don't realize it. People in other countries realize that California is just the perfect place for popping. Like, people would travel from all over the world, and some of the um, some of the early people that I learned from. A lot of people don't know him, but his name is Ricardo Boogie Frantic Rodriguez, and he was in the Step Up movies, called LXD. Like, he's one of the I call him like a mentor in the community too. There's other leaders in the community that have helped me out. There were just so many to name, but that was the first name that just came up, and it's just another gentleman from the Bay Area. His name is Jonathan Bionic Man Biani. He has this thing where it's just each one teach one. And me being like a young college student, I wrote a paper. I reached out to him, and he just dropped like some knowledge, just some Bay Area knowledge on like hip hop. And I was just like, me just not knowing much and just having that knowledge, I was just like fine tuned into it. And it was just that, each one teach one is still, it's still true to this day, and just always be a student. I'm never like a master of what I do. I'm always trying to build. And I see older generation that are still, they're in their 50s and 60s, they're still doing it. And just, that's an inspiration to me to keep going. I'm 31 right now, and it's just whatever it is, it's just, just stay on it. And it's just it's just a test of patience and persistence. So I just kind of stay on it.
That's what's up, man. If you switch careers, man, and had to go to anything else, what would that be? What else would you want to do?
uh Probably be a carny in a circus. I'm just playing. Yeah.
That's what's up.
uh that, that's a that's a good question, honestly. Shoot, if I were to be any outside of what I'm already doing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's hmm I'd probably try to be a pilot. A
What's up?
pilot.
Join Tron Travolta's crew. You know what I'm saying? Make enough money, fly my
Yeah.
own plane. That's what I said. Holla.
Yeah.
Yeah. My guy Bez, he says he got 20 more questions for us. So this one is one of the breaking movies. Oh, this is really a statement. He said one of the
Fort Park.
breaking scene was at Fort Park. Look closely. Okay. Yeah, we'll look at
Oh,
that.
for
Shout out
sure.
to Fort Park, man. In the
Whew.
city of Redlands for all we do there.
Redlands.
Yes, 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 yes. Fly
Our
the
carriers.
guys. That's what's up. So what struggles, man, did you go through that really helped you set the tone that said, you know what? This is it. It's no, I'm going full fledged with this.
Struggles, man. Yeah, there was a good amount of struggles. I've had my share of injuries, like I mentioned, like the sports related thing, where I always had this bum knee that was just always bothering me. But I, what I learned was, with the other older generation, just taking care of your body and just, persevering and just kind of staying on it. And then there's a lot of people we lost in the game that aren't here anymore. And I wish they were. One of them being my best friend. He actually his name's Alan Neil Matrix. He was from Moreno Valley. He actually passed away in a car accident. It was about a few years ago, and it was just till then, it was tragic for me because that was one of my best friends. He was the person that I would go to like hit up like, yo, you want to practice? Let's go session. Let's do this. But um, the biggest thing for me was, I'm living, doing what I love, and every time I get down, it's always like a get down for him. So it's like I don't see it as pressure. I see it more of like paying homage to the homie who was once here, who's not here with us anymore. And so it's like, it's something that I have that I hold dear to me, and he's somebody that I have that I hold dear to me till this day. So, rest in peace, Neo Matrix. It's Neo Matrix is forever, and I just try to do it for him and all the other ones that we lost in the game. So,
Man, that's right. Rest in peace, OG. Love you, man.
love you.
What are three things that are truly important to you and that you would share with people to say, yo, these are three things about me that I live by, like a mantra? My sister asked me to find you. So, what are three mantras that you live by that kept you going and got you successful?
Mm, so yeah, mantras like I have a sticky note in front of me, and I always do like a self assessment, like how's my attitude. For one, it's like how's my attitude, and second one is like how do I boost my mood, or how do I get through these feels, these emotions, and then the third one's like am I being productive and creative with like how I'm feeling, and those are like three of the main things that I think about every day, and um, my late grandfather said something, just keep pushing forward, and I keep on thinking of like the idea of the rhino, the only animal in the animal kingdom that doesn't move backward, always pushes forward. So um, yeah, just I kind of stay on that, and just kind of stay with this persistence, and knowing like that my late grandfather, he was a drill sergeant from Mississippi that turned into a pastor, and he was in Chicago, like having that in the back of my mind, knowing that that man like did so much for the Bishop family, I keep that in my mind, and I'm just like I have to live up to that, every day, and that's what I try to do. I just try to be my best self and try to be the best, you know, to at what I'm at, where I'm at, So
Man,
um,
with that being
hope I
said,
answered
dude,
that question.
yeah, that's pretty deep, man.
Yeah.
So knowing what you know now, what would you tell your younger self today?
Hmm. Know where I'm at now, or to my younger self. Uh, that's a good question. Let's see. Let's say I don't know, because a part of me would kind of troll my younger self a little bit just to mess around with my younger self, like a big brother does a little brother. But yeah, that's you know, I would have told myself, to stay more patient. Don't, go like too wild, and don't make any crazy rash decisions like on the fly. Just take the time to like stop and think about it before like putting in action. Because when I was younger, I was just like I didn't even think about it. I just went. I just go. And maybe that misstep, or maybe that misstep could have prevented that injury, or maybe that phone call, or maybe that missed email could have been an opportunity. I just kind of like threw it over my shoulder. So it was just um, it took a lot of growing up to kind of make me realize, that some of these opportunities that I had gone through, they were it was just learning experiences, and you know, I think that would be the best solution: is patience. Just be more patient and make calculated risks instead of just going for it all the way without a backbone. So yeah,
That's what's up, kids. So remember, make calculated risk. Think about what you're doing and do it with all your heart. As we say in Music Changing Lives, speak your piece, but bring truth to power in everything that you speak. Don't speak ill will. Don't come with no malintent. Just be you. Like my younger sister's saying in her phrase, just be you, y'all. It's again, this is another great show of Let's Talk All About It. Chris Bishop, I want to thank you for joining us, man. It's been a great discussion. And as my friend Bazza said, I'm sorry for your loss. And my condolences goes to
thank you.
you and their families. And you are, I'm sure, making your parents and them very proud, brother. Keep striving
Yep,
to be great. Keep doing what you do. You know what I mean? You changing lives
yeah,
as you doing it, man. So I commend you and I praise
yep,
you. And as my brothers told me, if nobody's cheered to you or saluted you, I'm doing it. So cheers
yeah.
to Chris Bishop. Here's your flowers while you're alive, brother. We love you. And if you need anything, please do reach out to us. Tell the people where they can find you at, man. Drop it in the chat. Let them know. What's the Instagram? How can they find Chris Bishop?
Yeah, if they want to find Chris Bishop, Instagram, simple, Chris Bishop 1990, the perfect year. That's my handle. And then
That,
for my artist handle, it's 3ish freelance, all one word.
that's what's
Oh
up,
yeah,
man.
put it in the chat too. Yeah.
Put it in the chat too so that they can follow you because this does stay live. And again, man, we just thank you for coming on tonight. I want to shout out my team once again. Vonzel Creates on the back end, man, rocking with your boy.
Yes.
This is now our second year in motion, and we brought on so many strong team members, and it's getting bigger and bigger, y'all. To all our viewers, we want to thank you for tapping in. Also, the Gardens. Tap in May 11th to find out who my guy is because he's planting and changing lives through plants. And so he's up next. And then after him, we'll have our alumni, Sean Jones, coming on to talk to us about what she's been doing in the community since this pandemic and so much more. Again, we love you. This is another great episode of Let's Taco About It. And shout out, oh, I didn't say this part before we go. Who is your favorite taco spot, man?
My favorite taco spot?
Yes, sir.
Oh man. You know, I I grew up, very Chicano, and I understand like street tacos are the best. That's a hard one right now. Um, you know what?
You're gonna get in trouble if you
we,
don't
we,
say your
we,
mama.
we, we had a, I know, right? I'm gonna get in trouble if I don't tell my mama. You know what? I will give them a shout out too. I know we had to talk about this, Josiah, but Amapola's tacos are pretty good, and they're open late off Baseline in San Bernardino. Give a shout
That's
out to Amapola.
I'm
Yeah.
Apollos. That's what's up. I'm Apollos. Yeah, we got you. And I'm gonna shout out my guy Lee Boy Tacos, man. I'm coming up to Victorville to give me some Lee Boy Tacos tomorrow. He gonna be popping. So if y'all ain't tasted them Lee Boy Tacos, go and check them out, man. I'm going up there to catch them out. Again, I love y'all. This is another great show. Oh man, out here in GA is hard. They give me ground beef or carne asada. hey, hey, TL, y'all better get it right, homie. Y'all better get it right.
Hey.
Tell them what it is, Baz. We love you. But again, man, we love you.
Yep.
Everybody, let's talk about it. Let's continue to be the change in our communities. Jay Bruni coming at you live and direct. Again, Chris Bishop, mad love, brother. Keep doing all that you're doing to change lives. Vonzel, take us out. Peace. We got some dedicated music coming for y'all, so stay true. Shout out to my guy, Drag On, man. BOF4. Here it comes. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes. Excuse our technical difficulties, y'all. At home, we're learning as we are going. So we're gonna try to bring this back one more time. If we don't got it, we're gonna drop the YouTube link in there so you can at least go check out my guy Dragon. Support the movement, independent artists doing their thing. One love. Von Zell, try to bring us back one more time.
They ain't happy if they see you happy. No. They ain't mad if they see you mad. Oh, let me find out they already mad. Let me find out. They wanna be what we be. They ain't happy if they see you happy. They ain't mad if they see you mad. Oh, let me find out they already mad. Let me find out. They wanna be what we already at. Yo, free, it's too late. Them ops I've been tried to walk. I got 'em. Let the choppers get the chopping on them. I heard them niggas sweet. Somebody poured chocolate on them. Shit still clicking. The boys can't stop the corner. Never. Started from the bottom, about to levitate. Whoa. Smoke that medicated, meditate. I had to leave my old bitch for a better day. My new condo had a man, I ain't let her stay. Been spitting COVID-19 since I was 19. Don't believe me asking, y'all just now wearing a mask? Last time I wore a mask, walked away with some stats. Ran up in his house, nigga almost gave me his cat. I don't want that. They ain't happy if they see you happy. No. They ain't mad if they see you mad. Oh, let me find out they already mad. Let me find out. They wanna be what we already at. Yeah. We there. They ain't happy if they see you happy. They ain't mad if they see you mad. Oh, let me find out they already mad. Let me find out. They wanna be what we already at. Yeah, they wanna be what we already at. Yeah, they wanna hit what we already had. She let us smutter, so it doesn't matter. Came from the gutter to get to the bag. Bearded legend, now my beard shining, got my beard diamond. Back when I was grinding on the block, nigga, my beard was nappy. Niggas trust me, progress, and they declining. It's a fact. They ain't happy when they see you happy. Graduated to a king from flipping kilograms. Fill them stands in them stadiums like he an athlete. In the dungeon with my family, I'm a CeeLo fan. That'll squeeze the Desert Eagle for them people trap me. Wrists on frost and my shit's on all platforms. She pop off, then we send her back home. Heard I was with Dragon, now they wanna latch on. Please give me space, social distance, put your mask on. Let's go. They ain't happy if they see you happy. No. They ain't mad if they see you mad. Oh, let me find out they already mad. Let me find out. They wanna be what we already at. Yeah. We there. They ain't happy if they see you happy. They ain't mad if they see you mad. Oh, let me find out they already mad. Let me find out. They wanna be what we already at. Yeah.